I wish I knew how to quit you.
Then why don't you?
You're listening to Codependent Content, the podcast where we discuss the TV shows, movies, books, and video games in which we share an unhealthy relationship.
I have agency! I have agency and you cannot interfere! Back away from us!
My name is Mattias. Join us as we try to unravel the characters, stories, and worlds that we are entangled with. Because just when we think we're done with content, it draws us back in.
More and more of the cat. I need to get the perfect. Oh my goodness.
Are we more excited for Natalie to be back on the podcast, or are we excited that Ariel's back on the podcast?
Oh, I forgot we're rolling. Oh my God.
Welcome back, everyone, to Codependent Content. My name is Mattias, and I'm joined again this week, second week in a row. Well, 2 weeks in a row, but
Natalie.
He
forgot my name already. By the way, yes. Last week or whenever it was we recorded, I had a Sailor Moon sweater, and now I have a Sailor Moon shirt on.
Yeah.
I just wanted to say that.
And we know at this point, everyone knows that your name on the
Sailor Sorry.
Sailor Sorry.
Or Natalie Garcia.
You really should. Don't stop apologizing. Is really what the thing is. I really do need to.
I just got reminded. Can I talk about this? Is that okay?
Sure.
Okay. You don't know what I'm going to say.
What are we talking about?
You can cut it if you want. So I went on a date recently.
Oh.
Yeah. And I'm always talking about my personal life. But this person, which I've never done before because I'm older, we're a little older. We merged Spotify's. I didn't know you could do that.
I've heard about this.
Yes. I'd never done it before. And the thing about Spotify, I don't know if you guys know, I got Spotify in 2011, 2011, 2010. Mm-hmm. And you cannot change your username on Spotify.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you still have the numbers is what I heard? No.
Oh, no. I have a
Oh, you
username,
have a name.
And it's Butt Dreams. And I saw it. He's a regular man name. And then Butt Dream and his plus. But I'm like, I didn't like that.
I'm not cutting this out because I really hope that so many people just go to Spotify right now and just search up Butt Dreams.
I know. Listen, and I'll get a great Spotify following. But it was crazy. I was like, oh, right. This used to be my username for everything.
We're talking about Pluribus today. If you're new to the podcast, we were talking about Pluribus on Apple TV, starring Rhee Seehorn. I have since learned, thank you, Bo. I know you're watching and listening. He heard me say it so many times wrong. It's my old, really good friend. One would say best and roommate corrected me.
He's
on
downstairs?
The internet. No. In Texas. Corrected me. Apparently, it's Rhee Seehorn, not Rhea. Okay. So just so we know. So I've now corrected me, and now the internet knows it's Rhee Seehorn, created by Vince Gilligan, show on Apple TV. Last time we talked about episode 1 and 2. Today we're talking about episode 3 and 4, The Grenade, and Please Carol.
Please Carol, yes.
And Please Carol.
Okay.
Are the names of the episodes. Welcome back. How do you feel about feedback? How do you feel about comments on the internet?
Oh,
Natalie.
Brother.
Do you read the comments?
Brother.
Have you read the comments on our...
No, actually, I have
not.
On
our TikToks?
I have not, and I barely read mine.
Yeah.
I get very obsessive. I get very crazy. Yeah. And my digital footprint is really long, so I try to avoid them because I will respond and won't be good.
Well, Natalie, I hate to break it to you, but there's never a time where I've done a podcast where I haven't pissed off some corner of the internet, right?
Yeah.
And do you want to know the first one that's pissed off the corner of the internet?
I do.
It's us talking about how unlikable Carol is as a character.
Yeah. Okay, y'all.
Apparently, people are really mad that we don't or that she's unlikable, that we don't like her, I don't know.
Okay. Saying a fact about a character does not mean it is my thought about, you know what I mean? It is a fact that this person is unlikable on purpose.
Yes.
And the fact that I have to explain
It's like explaining a joke, right? Yeah.
It is kind of like explaining
Yeah.
a joke. It's like, if you don't get it, why don't you just move along? Because you don't get it. Like, I get it. That's why I'm speaking about it.
But have you considered, Natalie, that she's lost someone? Of course she's unlikable.
Of course she's
she's grieving.
Yeah. Yeah, of course. Yeah, that makes sense. Wow, I didn't think about that. Thank you so much, Chatter 1.2.0. Thank you so much. Anime profile picture. Wow.
Here's all I want to say, because I guess the reason I bring it up is obviously people take things out of context. I'm not here to talk about that. You're allowed to like Carol. I really do like Carol. I relate to Carol. The thing is, she is unlikable.
Yeah.
And the one thing that I just wanted to spell, and I guess it's a question to you, the myth of, can you have unlikable characters, right? Is it bad to have an unlikable character? Because I don't recall us ever saying that it was a bad thing that she was unlikable.
Yeah.
But I have heard the criticism of people not liking something because, like, I don't like this person, or I don't like this character, or whatever. You know, is it wrong to have an unlikable character in a show? Is Carol really that unlikable, and is that a bad thing?
Yeah, I mean, maybe unlikable. I think she's quite insufferable.
Sure.
You know, and maybe I should have been more specific. She is insufferable, entitled, human, and when you are watching a character like this on TV, you're not supposed to like her. What was the question again? Like, is it bad, or
is it bad to have an unlikable character?
Absolutely
Would you
not.
prefer your characters to be likable?
Absolutely not. The thing is that, like, I do find this interesting because, for all intents and purposes, Walter White was not supposed to be a likable character, and yet everybody was fawning over him. You know what I mean? And I think it's because people, first of all, he's a man. Second of all, people are very much attracted to a powerful, like, insane person. Carol is just a Karen that can write books. Like, you know what I mean? Like, sorry. And mind you, I do find it very compelling. I really, really do. It's very much a yin and yang, back and forth with everybody else. She is so polar opposite of everybody else, but not technically everybody. It's just one entity. She's the polar opposite of the entity of the hive. And I find that really interesting. It's a really great, it's a great dynamic with her and every character.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I second all of that. Again, I don't think we ever said unlikable was a bad thing. I think I think it's been clear too, since we've come out with that episode 3, shows her starting up to be pretty insufferable, as you said. You know, she's not a great hang. No. She's trying to save the world, but again, how much does she really care? I don't know, right? I definitely want to get more into that, but yeah, being unlikable is not a bad thing. I think people are offended that we thought that said that she was unlikable, and I just want to remind people, just because she's unlikable does not mean we can't relate to her.
Right.
Yeah.
She's unlikable on TV.
Yes.
If I met somebody in real life that was insufferable, I would not speak to them.
Yeah.
I would scroll away. As
you talk to me all the time.
Relax. No, but you know what I mean? I'm not talking about a real person. I am talking about a character on TV that was written purposefully in this way to further the plot. Why am I explaining this? Anyway, that's a different conversation.
No, absolutely.
But
it's funny. I mean, you can tell people didn't watch the clip because at the very end of it, I say we need to see them as unlikable. We talked about the flip. We talked about the arc. We talked about where she could go from there.
Right. Exactly.
That's the point of a character.
That is, yeah. It is. The point is, one of the points of this character, though, is to be quote unquote happy.
Yeah.
So she has to be unlikable. She has to be insufferable in order to achieve this happiness, which we still don't know if that's clearly the goal of the hive, but it's clearly not her goal, right? She has different goals.
Yeah.
So, which we find out.
Well, we'll talk more about this unlikable Carol. In the meantime, we did get some good comments. We did get a really good message. I sent that to you. Shout out Suzanne from Germany.
Yeah. Hi, Diva.
Great message.
Do they have divas in Germany?
I'm sure there's a word for it.
Okay.
I'm not sure if diva's the one.
Right.
But
Right.
I'm just a millennial.
Me too.
So,
Me too.
I don't know what we're calling people nowadays. We get good comments all the time, and I love you guys, and I'm glad that there's fans out there because it makes me feel better about something, even when most of the internet is negative. But we got this one good comment. I just thought I got this today. It was on another one of our clips, and I just thought it was great, like insight. The way that it was said, helped me like also change a little bit of my opinion on Carol.
Okay.
Things that we talked about, but it was just the word choice that they used, right? So there's definitely a self-persecution narrative going on for Carol, especially with how she chooses to sit in the back of the plane every time. She's fully allowed to go to first class and be pampered, but she feels like she either doesn't deserve it or that she still needs to punish herself for something. When the entire world truly doesn't care, she's the only one that wants to punish her.
Yep. Yeah.
And this is in the one where we talked about she clearly is guilty of something or feel like she doesn't deserve love or anything, or whatever it is. I like that idea, the self-persecution, right?
Oh, yeah.
She seems to be beating herself up even when she doesn't need to. Right? Like no one is seeing this anymore, right? And why is that? So it was like an interesting way to look at that, it make me feel a little bit more empathy for Carol and stuff.
It's wherever you go, there you are.
Yeah.
So it's like, you're still going to have these problems, even if the world is fixed or even if the world is perfect, you're still going to feel guilt and shame.
Yeah.
And
so shout out to Celino on TikTok for commenting that.
Great comment.
You can always comment on our TikToks. Someone else commented like literally 3 hours ago, I need more than 30-second clips. Hey, there's a whole podcast. You can also go to YouTube, see the whole podcast, comment there, email us. There's many ways you can engage with us.
Yes.
But thank you for the people who do engage and comment because I read them all because I'm still a small creator and I really love it. And it's a lot of fun. Some of you guys are real jerks out there and I have fun with those too. But, that's TikTok for you.
That really, it really is.
I don't want to do too much ado. I feel like let's get into some general thoughts, everyone. Do you know that reference? Is that a thing that only I do?
Yeah, I don't know what that's from.
It's a How I Met Your Mother thing.
I've never seen that show.
Yeah. You're a very bad millennial.
Yes. Yes, that's true.
Are you a Friends person? Friends?
I like Friends. I love Friends.
Of course you do.
Yeah.
I like How I Met Your Mother.
What do you mean, of course? That came out after Friends.
I know. Yeah. So you're an actual millennial and I'm the odd one out. So it's basically what I'm saying.
Oh, okay. You're better than me.
Typical millennial with their friends and stuff. And
And
I'm like, you know what? Fuck Friends. Barney Stinson for life, bro code. It was a thing they used to do. Anytime they said something that involved a major or general or something, they would, anyway. I'm explaining the joke
as well.
I actually never watched that. And that's a misogynistic show, and we can talk about that some other time.
I've never seen it.
So yeah, we're getting general thoughts of Pluribus episodes 3 and 4. Just tell me how you're feeling with this unlikable Carol. How are you feeling about the hive mind? How are you feeling about how the show's progressing? What's going on in your head there?
Carol's just getting worse. Don't you think? Carol's just out of control. I think she's getting worse. I think that she's very, we're just talking about generational stuff at this point. She's like so Gen X to me. Like she's very quintessential Gen X, like F you, like I'm a slacker, like, but like at the same time, like fuck the government, like, but you're not doing anything about it. Like it's like, no shades of Gen Xers out there. But I think the issue is that nothing is happening. It's
a little mundane.
The show is feeling a little bit slower paced than I want it to. I thought we would have like a little bit more information given to us like throughout these 2 episodes, especially the third one. Because the second one I felt that, but it feels like it's all building up to something. But I would like more information. And again, I am so sorry. It's feeling like Lost. It's feeling like a mystery box. And I need more. I need a little bit more. I need a little bit more information. It's feeling like Severance. Just give me a little bit. And they're not really giving much except more Carol.
Yeah.
A lot of Carol and Golden Girls. So
what's wrong with that? I see no problems here, Natalie. Thank you for being a friend, Natalie.
Also, Golden
Yeah.
Girls,
Sure.
they were in their 50s, and so is Carol.
That
so
was a
loved
very
that.
interesting thing. I thought about that
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
I'm like, man,
How far we've come.
what are we putting in our water? What's going on?
Right,
I don't know.
Exactly.
But yeah, I do kind of love that she's watching the Golden Girls and in them being like the same age, you know.
Yeah.
But for her, it's like it is like visiting friends. She has no people now, you know. I wonder if it's like her and Helen's show or something too. But that's another
for sure.
thing. Yeah,
For sure. It's a very gay show.
Sure.
It's
Yeah.
a super, super gay show.
But yeah, I do feel the slowness of it, right? We are doing 2 episodes at once. The goal obviously would be to do one a week, but you know, we've had some scheduled issues, and so we just decided to combine this one.
Yeah.
That said, I do feel like combining it works here because it is moving at a slower pace, right?
Yeah.
I haven't lost my trust in Vince Gilligan, considering the fact that his shows are pretty slow.
Yeah.
You know, I will say I came into that first season of Breaking Bad way back when, because I came in really late and everyone was talking about it. And I was like, well, when does he, you know, do the things? You know, when does he become,
when does the stuff happen?
when does he become bad? When does he break bad?
When does he
it
break
literally
bad?
takes like
Yeah.
2 seasons for him to like kind of get anywhere. Yeah, he does like a few little things, but he never like, it's a slow burn.
It's a
You know,
yeah,
he does some slow burn things.
definitely.
I will always think that it's probably going to be worth it. I have to trust Vince Gilligan in that.
Yeah.
But yeah, these are pretty simple shows. We're getting trickles of knowledge.
Yeah.
Not only of the hive mind and the mystery box stuff, but just like in these characters and everything. Like they're just it's slowly getting fed to us, you know?
I was just gonna say I do trust Vince Gilligan and the team and the writers and if I'm being honest, I feel that way about a lot of shows. I do trust the process. I keep getting hair. I'm so sorry.
Is it cat hair or your hair?
It's both.
Okay.
And I'm going and it's like my hair and then it's the cat. Okay, anyway. I was just gonna say that I do trust the process. And that's with any show. And, you know, up until the very end, I'm like, it's gonna deliver, you know, I'm not hating. Okay,
Yes.
just in case. Because I know somebody's going to say that. It's supposed to be slow. Yeah. I get it. It is supposed to be slow. It's just a preference of mine for a little bit more, you know, a little bit more rewards, I guess. But I do like a slow show. I love Breaking Bad. I thought that was beautifully paced, especially with that character development. So
Yeah. Well, the good thing about Breaking Bad, I said this last week, at Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul, they still had commercial breaks. So there was like these mini cliffhangers.
Right.
I felt like these like little mini snacks to kind of keep you like engaged,
Definitely.
you know, whereas like he doesn't have to do that here, you know,
Right.
because it's streaming and you're getting all at once. And this is probably why shows do feel like one long movie, you know, broken up. I don't think this is quite that far. I think it does feel like each episode is kind of making up a name for itself, I guess, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
It's not like one long movie just being cut up, but
For sure.
Yeah, but I
And-
do feel that, yeah.
And it is establishing like a lot of world building. Like we are getting, which is crazy because the world, what's happening is that the world is shrinking.
Yeah.
And it's feeling smaller and smaller and smaller. And we don't have any locations. Like it's just the inner world of Carol. And if she needs to go to the hospital or if she needs to go to the store, get into that.
Well, I mean,
But,
she does. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, don't we all?
Right.
She's grieving,
You know.
Natalie.
Grief looks different for everybody.
I guess my thing with my take on the slowness of it is, I guess I'm still unsure, like what the show is, like what it's gonna be about, right? Is it technically supposed to be? I think we got more in the 4th episode, but is it supposed to be Carol versus the Hive? Is it supposed to be Carol learning how to belong in this world? Are we trying to bring back humanity? Like, is there really like this fight going on? Like, what really is the, you know, kind of the main like conflict? You know, like it's not like the same as like say other sci-fi things where like, or the zombie thing where it's like you kind of you know, there's either like people trying to find a cure, you know, or like the beginning of The Last of Us sets up like this girl has been bitten and might be the cure to everything. This is the goal, right? When invasion happens, it's about us versus like the aliens. This is such a non-invasion where it's like and they don't seem like bad guys right now. And clearly, do they lie? Do they not? Who knows, right? I think that for me is where it's like Breaking Bad was like, guy gets cancer and now is trying to do meth, and then it becomes like him like delving in the way. And I think it's just as vague as here. Like, don't get me wrong. I think Breaking Bad was a little bit vague there. There wasn't like a clear like major like antagonist at first, for that kind of. But here it is so vague, and like, what kind of show are we in? In terms of like what we're supposed to be following and like latching onto, right?
I definitely think it's Carol versus Carol. Like,
right.
It's not the plot, and that's what I mean where it's slow. It's like the plot is slowly developing, but right now we are supposed to be hooked into Carol versus Carol and more character development than anything else. And then the plot is supposed to, like how you're saying with Breaking Bad, it took 2 seasons to be like, who's the other antagonist? Because it's just a show about an antagonist, right? About a bad guy, right? So I think with this, I think we're going to see a lot of character development with Carol. I don't know if it's going to be good or bad. And then that plot is going to progress because it's all, like I was saying to you, it is a mystery box show. It's not like Breaking Bad where it wasn't it was not a this is a mystery. This is like, and they're really, really slowly breadcrumbing it. That's why I'm like, how do I explain this? Because I don't necessarily don't like it. So you're supposed to be like hooked onto Carol. She's insufferable. She's unlikable. It's all we got. We don't have a lot about the story. We're conjecturing or whatever, but it's like I think I said this last episode. We are in this with her. That's it. Like, that is it. And I'm trying to figure out, I don't necessarily hate it, but I'm like, I'm struggling. I'm struggling.
No, absolutely. Yeah. I think hopefully we'll get more answers and things will seem to pick up. We did get some these episodes. Why don't we go in deep dive? Okay. What should we? I need to figure out a new name to call this section. I don't know if deep dive works for me because I feel like it's so generic.
Dumpster diving.
I need to figure out something.
The
dumpster. The dumpster of an episode. Listen, everyone.
Everyone's done it. Everyone's.
This is a spoiler warning. If you haven't seen the episodes, we're definitely gonna. Please, Nero. We're definitely gonna spoil. Episodes 3 and 4, episodes 1 and 2, everything we know about Pluribus from here on out. If for some reason you're just joining us and you haven't seen the podcast before and you're trying to figure out what this is about, and now you're like, oh, this is kind of cool. I don't know who that is, but please go watch the episode before coming here. If you haven't seen Pluribus, you should probably go catch up on the episodes and then come back, watch this thing. And enjoy the TikToks. And then don't get mad at me for spoilers because I warned you. That's your warning. Deep dive.
Yes.
So I have this labeled and I didn't do the math. I wonder if you did or you helped me out. I have this labeled 5 years ago. This is about 2,100 something days, and I totally forgot to go back and look at it. So divided by 365 days is like, it's about 5 years. 5 or 6 years, give or take, right? Did you do the math? Do you happen to know?
I hate math.
I'm not a nerd.
That's your job.
Thanks.
Bye.
So yeah, we go back into the past. Interesting. At first, I thought it jumped ahead by 2,000 days. I was like, whoa.
I know.
And then you see like the counter going down. I was so confused for a second.
Yeah.
You said you wanted to talk about this opening. They show up. This is 5 years ago. It's Helen is back with Carol. We get to see a flashback where they went on, I'm assuming some sort of anniversary thing, or it's after the launch of a book. I'm assuming maybe the first book in the series, right? And they are maybe trying to get off the grid or do whatever. So they're in Norway?
Norway.
In an ice hotel.
Yes.
Surrounded by ice.
Yes.
And a very, very nice gentleman telling them all about the ice.
Yes.
And Carol doesn't like the ice. But here we are.
Yeah.
What did you want to say about this? cold.
just
this very. By the way, this cold open.
A very cold open.
I should say
a very, very cold open. So there are a couple of things. And if I'm being honest, I actually, for the first time, I don't have a theory, and I would love the audience / you to give me a theory, right? Okay.
We don't always have to theorize, but sure, go on.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. Like I was like, I don't want to. I'm like, I don't have one, and I don't want to think. So it's been a rough week. No, but I found the story that the tour guide person was telling was really interesting. That line where he was like, humans have survived through the ice age, and we survived and we thrived and we lived in places like this. And I thought it was really interesting because to me, I think it could possibly be they're drawing a parallel to essentially what's going on, another apocalyptic event, and we're still thriving and surviving, right? So that's one. Two, I'm going to bring Lost up. The ice, it's cold. Also, like when he's walking down the hallway and each room, there's 3 rooms and each room has an animal.
Are you going to tell? Oh.
And the first animal
I thought you were going to start quoting numbers for a second.
Well, honestly, I kind of wanted to. And I was like, let me stop. But the first animal that you see is a polar bear. And it's just so lost
because it's
me.
an ice animal.
Yeah, well, no, it's because the polar bear on the island, like, hello, no, but like seriously though, like I thought it was.
I gave you Oceanic 6 last week. I don't know if I can.
Is this a stretch? Can somebody tell me if this is a stretch?
No, go ahead. No, you're fine.
Well, I'm just saying. It just really just goes to show that yes, Carol did love Helen, but man, like this lady. Is the worst. She's just truly the worst. I'm triggered. I'm still triggered.
Yes,
I'm still triggered.
I can. Yeah.
I don't like that. I don't like that.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
No, I feel you. I will say,
I'm done.
In terms of the theories, I do think that there's something in the story there, right? Of what he said. I didn't have much theories myself, and I didn't really get to listen to it. That's one of those things where I'm like, I don't want to draw too many parallels. I think it is probably like clear, but yes, I don't know if it says something about like how frozen the hive mind people are, like there or something. There's some sort of parallel to be made there. The people inside, I should say, not the actual hive mind, but the people, the individual inside, right? But I do love the scene anyway, giving us insight of the relationship and definitely so much insight into Carol.
Oh my God.
I think this is for me. I was like, all the people that had been commenting for weeks were like, what do you mean Carol's unlikable? I was like, this scene,
guys,
right here. She is insufferable.
She's truly
she is not
she's
great.
Exhausting.
And
she's very exhausting to be with. And you can tell Helen is just so understanding, so hopeful, so supportive. Just Helen seems like very similar to the hive mind, wanted to make her happy, wanted her to be satisfied and grateful and in the moment of the things that she has. And she just not, she's like, you're a top, whatever, you're a best-selling author. Okay, but what number? You see, it's, and I think maybe we're creatives, like we work in the industry, like you want to be the best, you want to be at the tippy top, and like, and then you're doing great work, but you're just like, it's not good enough. It's not good enough. This relationship, it's not good enough. Like these things, it's just not good enough. And you are in this insufferable, miserable state forever. And it might be not the middle. It might be the middle of the relationship or something with them. They're already trying to freeze their eggs, so Helen is in it, and she's in that process of like, I think
they've already frozen.
Oh, they've already frozen their eggs. So they're locked in. And Helen is just really trying. And I think that you see like,
which,
in
by the way, Chekhov's frozen eggs.
Who? Oh, Chekhov's gun. Oh.
I use the phrase a lot.
Okay.
Chekhov's frozen eggs. Am I wrong? Right?
No. Are you wrong? Right.
What? You don't think the frozen eggs are going to come back into play at some point? They're frozen somewhere.
We
brought them up.
Actually.
Like, have we not going to like?
You're right.
Approach this at some point?
We are never doing a late night pod. We're done. We're done. I feel like insane right now. I'm like
You're delusional.
Yeah, I'm like kind of like
delirious.
Yeah, I'm picking at my hair myself. You're talking about eggs being guns. Like I'm very distracted, but also like sleepy. No, but I agree. I do agree.
I interrupted you. I forget where you were going, but
Bitch, me too. No, it's just fucking.
Here's my
Carol,
question.
I'm so over her. Okay.
Yeah. No. Here's my question. Because it's all a lot of same stuff that I wrote down in the industry. This kind of thing, right? Being at the top, I have some things to say about it. But my question is, because I do think that we do see Carol a little bit differently in how this these things play out. You did mention you're triggered, right? This is coming like last week. It was like, this reminds me of my exes and stuff, right?
Yeah,
so I think based on how you view Carol or the lens that you look at her, there's either a pessimist or a narcissist. Which one do you see her as? I see her more as a pessimist. Oh, interesting.
I don't know. Do you see her as a narcissist?
No, I see her as a pessimist. Yeah.
I definitely see her as a pessimist.
I assumed you would say narcissist.
No,
right?
No. It's just somebody that gets in their own way, and then kind of makes it everybody's problem, and refuses to receive help. Their refusal to receive help and love truly destroys just relationships, platonic or romantic. You know what I mean? So that's how I see her.
Yeah, absolutely. Sorry.
Oh, no,
had to change laps there.
I know.
Are you settled? Okay. I do also see her as a pessimist. And unfortunately, I have to say I see a little bit of myself in Carol, in this moment. I've often wondered, I was like, was I that bad? Maybe in my past relationship or something. I felt like I was often like the pessimist in things, you know? So it does kind of make me wonder, what does drive Carol? What makes her tick, you know? Because that feeling of I'm a bestseller, but I'm only 20, right? I'm not number one on the list or whatever. It's just not enough, right? And so there's, I think, a huge sense of imposter syndrome that I sense in her. Because obviously, I have that, you know? But it does... But it's a lot. It's huge for her. I don't know what she's trying to prove or who she's trying to prove it to, but it seems like she's trying to prove something that she always needs to keep, climbing that ladder, you know? I think about depending on who gives me, say, praise, right? That opinion matters differently, right? So for her, she needs her peers, I guess. It doesn't matter that her fans, we get even a little bit of a story of a fan in episode 4, and I don't want to get in too deep into that, but we know how much her fans, individuals, really, really love her books.
Yeah.
But that doesn't matter so much as what is I don't know, New York Times or whatever, you know, what is, where am I on the list, you know, what does Helen think, you know? I feel that, you know, if my mom says I'm good at, she liked me on stage, you know, or I'm a good writer. That's very different from, you know, I guess Greg on TikTok telling
exactly. That's,
you know,
I find this conversation really fascinating. I know.
Yeah.
I think a lot of this, I'm not talking about you.
Sure.
But a lot of this really stems from low worth and low self-esteem. And how you're saying imposter syndrome, a lot of these things just stem from, I'm not good enough. I'm not worthy enough. I need to work harder. I need to be the biggest thing. I need to do the best in order for me to feel like I'm worthwhile. And it doesn't matter where it comes from. It could come from the New York Times bestseller. It could come from your partner that you're freezing your fucking eggs with, or it could come from Greg. It's not enough. And that's the thing. She can get it from the highest person. And as soon as she realizes she gets that, it won't be enough.
Right.
It will never be enough.
Yeah.
It's an acceptance. It's an acceptance of one's true self that's really lacking with Carol. with Carol. She doesn't accept the situation. She doesn't really accept herself because she doesn't like herself either. No one likes Carol.
Yeah. I'm glad you used that word because I this is what I wrote down is we talked about her lack of acceptance, of forgiveness, of love, of whatever it is. I think she can't accept being accepted.
Yeah.
That, like when it comes down to it.
Yeah.
She doesn't allow herself to. There's something she wants to reach, like to be like a true person in her mind, whatever that means, like a real writer.
Right.
And she can be accepted as these things. She can be called like a writer. She can be called, but like there's something there that doesn't allow her to accept that level of acceptance, that these monikers or
There's
whatever.
a block.
And that's a rough place to be. That's a rough place to put yourself. I do feel like maybe we put ourselves there all the time. I'm sure I talk to my therapist about this like every 2 weeks, It's like
not to make you feel alone, but I don't want to say I'm over self-worth issues or anything like that, but it is something that I do actively work on. If you have any type of issues in your life, you have to work on it, and Carol is not working on it. Like she thinks that this makes her better. I know for a fact she's just like, this is what drives my art. This is what fuels me. Like I'm different. Like no, nobody wants the recipe to your peach cobbler. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, she really thinks she's special. She really does. And she's absolutely not. And I think that that's kind of what's driving her insane right now is that like, she's not a unique flower. She is a part of humanity.
Well, that's definitely like what she fights against. I mean, we have like the literal sense, like a hive mind of sameness, right? And she's afraid of being the same.
Yeah.
She's afraid of being, that's like her conversation the week before or when she was with Helen like, at the bar where she's like, just a nut. It's just you're changing the color of the sand. Like, what does it matter? Like the fantasy, it's like, it's all like been done before. She feels like she's writing the same books. She feels like she's in this sea of mediocrity, that she's just adding to that, it's just a load of crap to her. Right.
Yeah.
And of course, like this is the main thing that we get to in the show of like the thing that she's so fearful of being the same as everyone else is literally the thing that manifested where everyone is literally the same. And and she's not part of it. She is unique, but like she's afraid of being that. And now she's like, it's such an interesting,
this is her nightmare.
Interesting thing. Yeah.
This is like her literal nightmare. Come to life.
Yeah.
This is very funny.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
It's so dark. I love it.
Yeah.
Very dark.
Then I have all those things written down, so I'm glad we got to that. So I think it's like a lot of good stuff in this scene, a lot of good like insight, and again, she's a pessimist. She's unlikable. She's insufferable here. I do not think that's means that we can't relate to her. I relate so much to this.
Her.
Like I hate how much I relate to her. Yeah. I'm like, God damn it. Like
I relate to her. I've experienced her.
Yes, yeah.
I've experienced people like this in my life, and it is a task. It is a task, period. Like it's like you have to act like mommy, like friend, like lover, like everything in their life in order for people like that to function.
Yeah.
She's not functioning.
I have to say, Helen does amazing.
Who?
Helen.
Yeah.
She in this moment knows how to turn the dials, right? To get Carol to like, she almost knows that Carol's going to have this like little crash out about the bed. She knew these things were coming. She kind of ignores it. And then she's like, you love this. You want to like hate things. Like just come here, just look at the stars, just sit. And then she gets her to calm down and do whatever. What a great partner. We learned a little bit more about Helen later on.
Definitely.
But at least in this moment.
This moment is very hopeful. It's a very hopeful time in the relationship. And then you see it 5 years later and it's like, we're still doing this.
And you're very much seeing like what Carol lost. Because now she doesn't have that person. And now without that person to like reel her in, to like to wrangle her down.
I said it in the previous.
What's gonna happen to Carol?
Exactly. Took her for granted. Now she's lost. now no one, and whenever she does her little tantrums, no one is there to be like, calm down, honey. Like no one's there to do that. You know? So yeah. And love Helen.
Yes.
Yes. These names are so basic. Like they are literally like white woman, Gen X, boomer. Like it's kind of perfect.
I'm sure there's a reason for that. Yeah.
I genuinely like forget. They are very forgettable names. Like very generic. Like I love it. It's clearly on purpose. Like I love it so much.
Yeah.
I also love that I keep forgetting their names.
Yes.
It's not on. Like that was I saw this episode twice.
Right.
I've seen this show.
I mean, I'll be honest.
I promise I've watched the show.
Between character names and actual actor names and everything.
Right,
like, it's always like juggling a lot, and then we meet so many new people, and then pronouns on top of that. It was like really hard to juggle with The Last of Us because Bella Ramsey is they them, and then I'm talking about Ellie and it's like she her, and so I keep getting mixed up and trying to anyway, there's so many things to remember as a podcaster, but
definitely.
We are professionals. We can do it.
Yes,
I promise you that. So we cut forward basically where we left off. She stopped the plane and she's got her pirate lady. They're flying her home. Not much happens here. It's just like some fun moments. I did love the back and forth between the pilots.
Oh yeah, that was great.
I still have so many questions about the hive mind, but we'll get to those things. She does get to have a conversation with the guy in Paraguay.
Okay.
Forgot his name. Should have written that down. And there's not much to say that we get the other side of the conversation in episode 4, so it doesn't really lead too much. But I feel like we get more like later on. Was there anything you want to say before we get to Carol watching Golden Girls at home?
I hated when she spoke Spanish. I hate it. I mean, it's supposed to be bad.
But she's not.
I know it's supposed to be bad, but I'm like, it was pretty bad. It was really bad. You live in, was it Albuquerque?
She lives in Albuquerque, yes. Yeah. Well, we don't know if she's from Albuquerque, though. You know what I'm saying?
Of course. But yeah, no, that was pretty bad. Okay, that's it. That's all I wanted to say.
Okay, great.
Yeah, we can move on.
So she goes home. She's in full grief mode. I think the thing I want to bring up about grief is an interesting thing that we didn't talk about last time. Because, I mean, you so much wanted to bring up Lost.
I still do.
But there's another show. There's another show that Damon Lindelof showrun that is about grief.
Oh,
and
The
very much,
Leftovers.
very clear parallels in this kind of thing is The Leftovers. Yeah. Where 2% of the world essentially disappears in one day.
Right.
2% is not a lot, but a huge percentage, but it's a huge number of people. It throws the world into chaos. And I do find the interesting thing about in that show, it's a show about grief. Everyone's dealing with loss. Everyone's dealing with grief. In this show, one person is dealing with loss. And it seems to just be Carol. And that's an interesting place to be. And people will not leave her alone. Which I find very, very kind of frustrating on Carol's behalf, because grief is you need people in grieving episodes, I think, but I think also she needs some time and they will not leave her alone.
Correct. Yeah.
Why do you think they keep bothering her? What do you think is Why can't they just leave her alone? Is my question.
I don't know if I agree with that.
Sure.
Because I feel like anytime that they connect with her, it's for a reason. I don't think I agree. I feel like something happens. I feel like she does something and they're like, hey, we need to help you. Because we are still a part of humanity and we need to help you. So I don't think it's that they'll leave her alone. I think it's that she's subconsciously reaching out.
They use the lifesaver analogy later on. Of like, if you see someone drowning, would you not try
exactly.
and save them?
Exactly. Like, it's like, yeah, like, but it's not like they come in and be like, hey, we see that you're crying. It's like, no, like she something happens and then they help her. She's subconsciously drawing people in, you know. She wants to have Zosha around. She does want people around. She acts like she doesn't, but she does. She needs. We are a fucking herd of people. Like, we are supposed to be together. We are not supposed to be isolated.
Sure.
Period. Like, as like little animals that we are, we're supposed to be in communities together. Period. And she is of that mentality. She's a pessimist. She isolates herself. She drinks. You know, very self-destructive behavior. And as humans, we aren't wired for that. You know, hive mind or not, we are absolutely not wired for that. So I think subconsciously she does reach out.
Yeah.
Period.
She probably needs people to reach out to her, and they probably know that. I mean, they have Helen's memories. You know, there's a person that was clearly the person that helped take care of Carol. You know, but I mean, I will say that, like, in her defense, like, you got to give me some time to grieve here. You know, you got to give me some. Like, why are you delivering me breakfast right now? Like, I know you're trying to help out, but like I'm trying to the whole world is different, and I'm still trying to wrap my head around that, and you keep reminding me. You know?
Yeah, fair enough.
So, it's just an interesting thing. I had more thoughts on like the difference between the show and like grief, and like how doing it alone versus like in a humanity from the leftovers, and how different these things are. But I don't remember what I was thinking of. But I'm sure people who are smarter than me can figure it out. But they bring her food. She's like, I don't need your food. And then she gets really offended by you know, them talking about the contents of her fridge.
Right.
Which, I mean, it's interesting to me. Again, one of my questions about the hive mind, and I don't know if it's here or there, or are they fully knowledgeable? Do they just have photographic memories? What happens to an individual that suddenly do you access the memories like accessing a hard drive, or do you just know, do you have it all? Like, how do you see everything? Is that too much for our brain to handle? I have no idea. I'm so confused.
Yeah, I like.
Am I overthinking it?
No, I don't, because just like this, just really, you know how people. I am not a science person. Believe it or not, just because I have the Sailor Moon shirt.
Yeah,
on.
you're not a nerd. I get it. I get it.
However, you know how people say like there is no past, present, and future. Like, time is everywhere. Time is all around. Like. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Okay. Well, scientists say this, but I think that consciousness works this way as well. And I think that that's what's happening, where it's all at once. Like it's just, you don't necessarily have to go back or go forward, or it's just kind of happening all at once. Okay. So that's what I think about the hive mind.
Yeah.
And time is involved.
Oh, you know, while we're on the subject, there was a question I never wrote down that I meant to ask you. And it was first of all, have you thought about what to call any of the, have you had any thoughts on the others or the hive mind, or like what to call things? Cause I remember you like, have you?
Oh yeah. The others.
Yeah. Is that what you?
Yeah.
I've seen some different things out there. You know,
what have you seen?
Honestly, now I'm like forgetting. Now it's late.
Now it's
you know,
others.
and I didn't write them down.
It is,
and there's
it is
different
late.
ones. But I had some suggestions for myself from what I was thinking of based on like what we were talking about and stuff, right? So I mean, I've seen like immune, which is the immune. I would just call the others humanity. Because they're what's left of humanity, right? It's just, if it's aliens versus humanity, like, then they are what represents humanity. Like, so that's one thing, right? One thing I found interesting, in what you were talking about just now about how the hive mind works, how you think it works and everything. I don't know how to, it doesn't roll off the tongue, but I would akin Carol and the other survivors as new gods, especially when it comes to hive mind. We talked about the idea that maybe there's like possibly a higher power could be controlling all these different things. But what I find very interesting is like to the hive mind with these survivors and how curious they are about them and how willing they are to like serve them, and how in serving them kind of gives them a sort of purpose to do anything. That makes them these new gods of this new world that we're doing, right? Because it makes them very close to godlike beings. And we talk about like, here's like this chorus of angels or whatever it is of people that are just here to like serve our characters, our main people, you know, that they would do anything for them, right? We learned a lot about that this episode. I just find it interesting, and I don't know, you know, some of them utilize that power. There's this godlike power that they have to wield, you know. I don't know. I'm like keeping my eye on this and like how that shapes things, you know, because how different is this anyway, you know? And I also think about like some of the things that we see the hive mind when they talk about things is very much like how Christians have talked about what they believe heaven to be, you know? There's no killing, there's no pain. We're all we like affection, you know, like we're very much like helping each other out, you know. There's a thing which, you know, heaven as an idea has always been like a weird thing for me to wrap my head around. I know we're not really supposed to, supposedly it's like a huge mystery or whatever. But sometimes heaven feels a little bit like hell to me, which is what this kind of is right? Because when there's nothing, like where am I without creativity? Where am I without like my own purpose, my own individual like passions or whatever, right? And if I don't need those things, if I haven't, where do my desires go? You know, which is where I find that this new version of like humanity with the hive mind, they don't have these individual passions or they don't have creativity. I've seen conversations on other podcasts too. It's like, what happens to art? You know, with this kind of thing. And I'm like, this is just all very interesting stuff when we're talking about like the hive mind.
That's
you know?
why like I don't think of them. I don't necessarily think of them as humanity. Like,
no, I think not the hive mind. I think I would describe our humans, our survivors as humanity. Right. But yes,
like I just like they are very much. They are just vessels for something else.
Sure.
They are vessels for something else. And I find like what you're saying about like the surviving the people like really interesting. I never even thought about it like that, where they are like the 12 disciples, for example.
There are 12 of them, aren't they?
Yeah, I think so. So you've made allusions to Christianity before, and it is very much giving that. And Carol's giving much Jesus diva. Yeah. So it's like, it's her show, you know? And then also again, with like the gods of it all, I think like the main god, were the main gods like 12 gods too?
The pantheon of gods, I can't recall. Yeah. You know, and I guess, there's, I mean, I think there's a god for everything. So I don't know if there's, I think there's more than 12, but it depends on like what you count, a demigod or whatever. I have to remember, and I could see this as like a, version of like, it doesn't have to just be Christianity, but when you bring up like the higher power, what if the higher power turns out to be Carol in this show? Like what if that, or the other survivors, like what if the thing that ends up being what is going to control everyone is the people that we're following. Maybe they don't even know that. Maybe that's part of what the hive mind needs. They need a person. They need some individuals to be able to have a purpose of some sort. I don't know. That's just like some thought processes to throw out there in terms of like, how does the hive mind work and everything. But yeah, I thought it was. I like that. Interesting.
I do like that.
I do hate to bring up Christianity like everywhere, but the symbolism I think is clearly there.
It's very obvious. Yeah, it's like as soon as I'm like, oh yeah, who's gonna betray who? Like I'm waiting for the Judas moment. So interesting things to think about. It's almost like they're grooming her to become whatever that they need her to be. I don't know what that is.
because they need her. This is why maybe this is why they keep bothering her. Is they can't let it go for some reason, right? Because otherwise, like, what does it matter? She's not bothering them.
I do wonder if they are bothering other people.
Well, they are trying to. At the very least, we'll get to the guy in Paraguay. Like, they try to, but they can't. The rest have their families around. They are bothering them, but they're not like
the people
we
that
don't
are
know.
isolated.
Yeah, we kind of don't know
exactly.
But they also, again, your life is your own, But they seem to need to be there, right? Obviously, that's part of like why we're telling a story. Otherwise, like we can't have Carol just being alone the whole time. She has to interact with them. I get it.
And that's why, like, to me, like the virus theory is like more the virus or, whatever, like, because as a virus, like you need to like divide and conquer, like quite literally.
Yeah.
And so there are only a few people that are quote unquote immune, and you don't want that. Like the viruses don't work like that. They completely wipe out and destroy as much as they possibly can.
Yeah.
And so there cannot be something that isn't destroyed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That literally, like how you're saying, they bother, like they infiltrate.
Mm-hmm.
They come more and more and more. You think it's friendly, but it's like, oh no, that looks like a bump.
Well, it's almost like
you have gonorrhea. Like
it's almost like they're afraid to lose sight of Carol. If they lose her,
yeah,
what happens?
Exactly.
Listen, so she gets some food, and she doesn't want this food. Great shot in the dish bowl thing. Another Vince Gilligan style shot. I love these little where he puts the camera. There's always an interesting place to put the camera. Which reminds me, I really hope Rian Johnson comes to direct one of these episodes because he is my favorite director and he directed some of the best episodes of Breaking Bad. So I hope we get him back. Anyway, she doesn't like the food. Or she doesn't want the food. But she doesn't like them knowing because of Helen. Anyway, that's another thing, right? She's like, I'll get my own food. I'm an independent woman. I can take care of myself. Famous last words, Carol. She goes to Sprouts and there's nothing on the shelves and she makes a phone call. Where's all the food? Well, of course they're consolidating it, right?
Yeah.
Because they can distribute resources. We don't have homeless people anymore. Like you can just we don't need to buy things, you can just, figure it out. But they bring it all back. And one of the greatest scenes I've ever seen of like coordination and that we talked about last week. And just like, I heard that they I really should listen to the podcast more, by the way, the official podcast.
Yeah.
Because they do actually give some insight and I keep forgetting to. But I believe they literally had to like rent out this store, and do it. It looks like they did a lot of this for real. I can't imagine the amount that had to like go into this. And there's definitely some insight there on the podcast that we should find. But yeah, really good stuff.
Yeah.
And they bring it all back.
Yeah.
For her.
Yeah. I've worked in art department. I worked in art department for years, a very long time.
Yeah.
And like, so we would use like actual real locations, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I've never done anything at this scale. But the thing is that when you go into a real location, you essentially have to you have to decorate it the way that the director and the people want, right? But beforehand, if you go into a real place, like a real person or a real business, you have to take photos of everything. And then you have to remove everything, put your stuff in there, and then you have to put everything back exactly how you found it. And it is a process, and I can't imagine
doing seems
that
like they did.
at freaking Sprouts. Like, it's just like so like it's very impressive.
Yeah.
It is very impressive, and it takes a lot of manpower too. So.
Yeah. I love this scene. Oh, by the way, I think from what I recall, they originally wanted to like have more of a time lapse of them like literally putting together back the whole store. They did shoot all of that.
Oh my God.
But in editing, they just kind of cut it all out and like just like finished it up, right?
Yeah.
So that's fun. One thing I'll say about this, Carol certainly didn't expect this.
Right.
I honestly, when like 30 minutes like passed of them like doing this, I was like, she doesn't want the food anymore, does she? Like, this is one of those things where you're like, I said I wanted this thing, and now we got here and it took this long, and you did the whole thing, and now it's like I didn't feel.
Dude. Okay, this line that she said, killed me in that store. She goes, "Hello, And they're like, hello. And she's like, this thing that she say, I'm a very independent, self-sufficient woman, and I just need this store. Like, it's like, I just need a store. I'm like, no, like, you're so, it was so, and her delivery was so fucking funny.
Oh,
like, it's
great.
just like, bitch, like, I'm very self-sufficient.
You know,
I just need a store.
Here's what I wrote down, because I don't have anything but good things to say about this scene. But
it's so
after the
funny.
scene, but the moment right after the scene is where I have something written down. And here's the thing: I don't shop at Sprouts, so I am very noobish to this kind of thing. I'm not a nerd, right? So only nerds, obviously.
Only nerds. Only nerds.
Or maybe I am a nerd. So my understanding of Sprouts is like it's an ingredient store. It's where you go get raw stuff, organic stuff, things to put together a meal, right? Like you're gonna get
Ralph's.
ingredients.
Like at
No.
Winn-Dixie.
Ralph's might have like so many pre-made things or do whatever. Like this is where you go to get.
Do you want me to tell you what Sprouts
No,
is like?
no.
Okay.
The point is,
Sorry.
she gets this whole store put together.
Yeah.
She's an independent woman.
Oh,
She's
yeah.
like, I have everything. She can cook everything. I don't think Carol knows how to cook, because what does she end up with? A TV dinner in front of the Golden Girls. She has never cooked for herself. Who did all the cooking in this relationship? Which is why they
insert here, Helen.
They clearly, this is why they delivered food to her at the very beginning. Is like, because why is she going shopping? And she realized, I don't know what I want in the store.
Right.
I feel like that's exactly what was going on there. Right. So yes, very independent of you, Carol.
Very self-sufficient.
You're very great at pushing the button on the microwave and removing the film. Yeah. And
yeah, it's just,
I love all of that setup just for that one shot of the TV dinner on.
I honestly like that again, like all of these scenes, and I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself, it's like all of these scenes are just letting you know exactly who Carol is.
Yes.
She's self-sufficient.
So self-sufficient.
She's independent.
Can she take care of herself? And do you think that they know that?
Of course they know that. Fucking Helen, they got 10 years of information on this woman. That's probably why they keep bothering her.
They're Carol?
Like, this lady's gonna die.
Is Carol? That's what I'm saying. Is Carol a child?
Yes. Yes.
Are they just?
She's throwing tantrums. Like can't self-regulate. Like drinks. I guess children don't do that, but you know what I mean. The late night pod.
You didn't grow up in Texas.
Right.
Listen, I stopped writing notes. She makes a joke about you should just hand me a grenade. They bring over a grenade because they don't understand sarcasm.
Yeah.
They assumed that it was sarcastic. I have questions about that, but they get drunk together. We learn a little bit more about the hive mind. I don't know if Zosha gets drunk, but she's drinking, right? And then Carol, in her, she also had a pill. Was it antidepressant? Was it I meant to go back and look at the name when we were watching the episode, and I totally forgot. But she's also like mixed pills with her alcohol.
Right.
So she's a little out of it.
Yeah.
Let's just say.
Yeah.
And she weighs around this grenade, which definitely put me on the edge of my chair.
Yeah.
Why would you wouldn't give me a real grenade, she says, and the pin pops. So it's just like, maybe we should handle that, Carol.
Yeah.
Throws it out, covers everyone. It's great. Great scene.
Great.
The grenade actually goes off.
Yeah.
I fucking love it.
Yeah.
But yes, Carol did another bad thing, you know? And this caps off the episode. You know, Zosha's fine. She's in surgery. But then now she talks to this DHL agent.
Right.
I did see a question on another podcast, like, why is he still wearing his uniform? That's a good question. I'm curious about like what the identities are of these people. Maybe just to show that he's delivering news, I guess. Also, someone was like, they couldn't find Noah Wiley from the pit. And that made me think, where are all the actors? When are we going to get a hive-minded actor? Is Bryan Cranston going to show up as a cameo?
That's why more and more,
yeah.
it's just like, this is clearly a performance.
Yes, yeah.
This is all just like, it's all a show.
Yeah.
They
they
so interesting.
She finds out that they would give her anything if she asked.
And they have to be honest. Yep.
What do you think of all this? You have any thoughts on
the episode?
Anything that just happened that I just mentioned? Yeah. Giving the grenade, doing the whole thing. All
I
this
will
kind of
say
thing.
this.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I did not think it was real either.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I assumed it was real the whole time.
I thought it was a joke. Like, I thought, like, they knew she was joking or being sarcastic. Like, I just thought, like, it was, like, fake. Mm-hmm. I didn't think that would, I really did not think that would happen. And it was a cool surprise. I was just like, that's great. Like, I loved it. Mm-hmm. I loved being surprised. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. But yeah.
Great explosion, by the way, I will say. In terms of visual effects and stuff, special effects and everything.
Also,
great explosion.
Yeah, and something that you just said, which, and we can get into episode 4 a little bit, is that every single episode, she does something bad. Mm-hmm. She does something.
She screws up in some way, right? She doesn't always know it's bad. It's not like she intentionally does a bad thing. I don't want to say that, right? There's like she does a tantrum and then it hurts a lot of people, right? She fusses around the grenade and realizes she didn't mean to hurt, but like it ended up being a bad thing, right?
It's just like it's her selfishness that has the same consequence over and over again, which is like people die. Mm-hmm. So, and she does not think she's doing anything wrong.
Sure, she's still refusing also like any help whatsoever.
No,
like
she's refusing. She's refusing to take responsibility.
Yeah, her main focus is how do I save humanity? It's like, Carol, I think you should focus on something else right now.
Let's focus on you, Diva. Like, Diva, you've killed a person.
I get it.
Every episode.
Like I get it. Humanity's at risk.
Sure.
Like we should figure out how to solve this, but like also like you keep like not.
Let's work on processing our feelings.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
Let's work on self-regulation. And then save the world.
Again, listen, I think I titled one of our clips. I always think of a funny thing to say after the fact, but like, people would, we talked about therapy speak and all this kind of stuff. The first episode, it's like, yeah, well, Carol would literally try and save the world, then go to therapy is basically what's going on.
Oh my God.
She's doing everything to avoid having to like confront this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah, we learned just a little bit more about the hive mind at the end of episode 3, in terms of like what they are. And so, which leads us into episode 4. And she writes down everything that she learned. Mm-hmm. Let's talk about Paraguay. Mm-hmm. We go a little bit of a jump back in time, just a little jump. Mm-hmm. Right. And we see the other side of the conversation with Carol and the man in Paraguay, I'm assuming his Spanish was better. Yeah. Just, would you say he's likable?
I actually, yeah. I feel a lot of empathy for this character.
Again, a cold open without any dialogue. I noticed there's so much dialogue. We've only had like really 3 episodes with cold opens, kind of, that I guess the first episode didn't have a title sequence, so however you consider the pilot, whether there's a cold open or not. But in the 3 episodes, I do find it interesting that like so far the very talkative ones are the ones with Carol. Everything else is just let the visuals. It's a very small observation. I didn't expect it to be that funny.
I just like, yeah, man, like, oh my God.
Whereas when we're not with Carol, we just get vibes,
Yeah, like, emotional
Just visuals and
like,
vibes.
Yeah, like, you know, we open up that scene and it's like this man and he's struggling to eat and he's isolated, but he's quiet. And
he's just
like,
I would say he's just as untrusting as Carol. Clearly.
For sure, clearly.
You know?
Clearly. And he does not have a family, clearly. Like, he's isolated as well.
Or believes his family is or knows his family's already gone or something. Right. You know.
But yeah, no, he's just like grinding it out until he can't.
Yeah.
Seems like.
Well, he's searching for survivors.
He is?
Well, with the radio thing, he's waiting, right? I assume by the end of this scene, I've realized, because we know he's isolated himself, we know he doesn't really talk to the hive mind. He's in the dark. It seems like he doesn't know what's actually going on. Mm-hmm. It doesn't even seem like he knows other survivors are out there. When he gets the call, he immediately assumes it's the hive mind. And by the time Carol does speak Spanish, and like he knows it's different when she calls back and yells at him, because they wouldn't do that.
No, they'd be
and that's where he's like,
They wouldn't.
But to that point, the bad Spanish is
on purpose.
Yeah.
I know, but it's like, damn, like.
I was thinking not the fluent thing, but yes, they wouldn't just get mad at him and yell at him, because they don't do that. But yes.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And he's like, oh, a human.
They wouldn't be speaking.
Yeah, they'd be very
broken
pleasant.
Spanish.
Broken Spanish. And they wouldn't be angry. Yeah.
Yeah. There's something interesting about him and like what he's going through, and for some reason that he decided to isolate himself and become like completely, and he's calculating. He's trying to figure out, he's observing, he's looking, he's searching for other survivors. He's trying to like piece all together the information, and he's just not, he's just waiting until something has happened. And when he gets that information about Carol, he just writes it down as Turca. Which was, I think he missed. You said, because you speak Spanish, you think he was trying to say Turkish.
I thought he was trying to say es turca, which means, I think it means Turkish. Now I'm on the spot.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Which I think he's just didn't understand, like when she said her last name, Carol Sturka, and he's trying to be like Sturka.
Yeah.
So it could be a bunch of things, but it's
Turkish. Yeah,
it's Turkish. So he thinks maybe she's in Turkey. Anyway, now he knows someone else is out there. I'm assuming we're gonna see him again.
Yeah.
I am interested in the difference between how Carol and him approach the problem, right? Because Carol seems, a little manic, a little chaos at times. A little panicky, of like trying to. She's getting, in this episode, she gets heroin delivered to her to fake the hive mind out so that she can do a drug. It's a whole lot.
Yeah,
it's a whole lot. It's a very interesting. Whereas he's just waiting.
Yeah,
it's like, I don't need to do anything until. I know.
And then
right?
the one thing that they do have in common is that they want these people to leave them alone.
Yes, absolutely. And he doesn't trust the food. He doesn't trust. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
For sure.
I will say he seems very meticulous, very specific about how he does things. The notes are very clean. The place is very clean. He keeps everything nice and tidy, when he goes through all the storage units, he doesn't just toss them around. He's very nice. He has gloves on. He's not going to bother. He writes a note to everyone, would be right at home in the hive mind, I would say. I would think,
very methodical.
In one way, like it seemed like a great place for him to be, but also I would feel like the hive mind wouldn't want that. That feels like a lot. Like this little OCD nature of it, that might be a little bit too much for the hive mind. And it makes me wonder, do you take on these idiosyncrasies of different people? It doesn't seem like it, but I don't, I find it very interesting.
I found something like he did not wince once when he was eating that dog food. And I don't know. I think that was like a directional thing, a directorial thing. But I did find that interesting because it makes me gag. Well, I can barely smell dog food.
Oh, he definitely
there was a hit. There was a little bit, but it wasn't like
there was a sound.
But I thought it would just be a little bit more dramatic. But he was like very focused, actually. Can I
say my thoughts on that?
Yeah.
Just a quick. It might be my own bias. I'm sure he has military training. Okay. He seems like someone that, attention to detail, has had to eat some bad stuff before. He seems like he knows how to survive. He seems like he also seems like someone that might have had to stay out in the bush for a while without any food. He does seem hungry, but he's not desperate, like, and he's
self-sufficient.
He's self-sufficient.
He's actually self-sufficient, unlike Carol.
Yeah.
He's like very much the
Granted,
opposite.
we haven't seen him actually go hunt or anything, but yes, the very opposite of Carol.
Very opposite of Carol, yeah.
He'll find what he needs. Carol needs the whole sprouts to be put back together for her to get... it could be delivered to you.
Oh my God.
She's not going to go hunt a rabbit. I think this guy would go hunting before her.
I just feel like Carol is like that person that's like at Sprouts, and it's like when something's not there, she talks to like 8 people. She's like, why? But it's like, I don't understand. Like, oh, I have to come next week? What? Guys, like, yeah.
So yes, love this guy. Can't wait till we see him again. Sure, he's got some military training. I cannot wait to see the buddy comedy that's gonna happen when Carol and him finally get together.
It's gonna be really fucking funny.
Yes.
It's gonna be very funny. Yeah. It's gonna be very Breaking Bad, Jesse Pinkman and
yes.
And what's his name? Walter White.
Yeah. Of all the characters so far, he does seem like I don't know if I've recognized the actor, if I've seen him in anything. He does seem like one of those where it's like, oh, I'm gonna see your face again. You're coming back around.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
So back to Carol, and she's leaving the hospital. She goes back home to find everyone's cleaning up after the grenade thing. Actually, I was like, wow, they did go into her house and do stuff, and then I was, oh yeah, a grenade went off. Like, I totally forgot. I was kind of on Carol's side for a second. The mayor's there.
The mayor?
The way that she interacts is so funny. Yeah, you don't remember? You gave us permission whenever we were treating, and then we said, "Can we, help clean up?" And you just nodded absently. And I was like, first of all, you don't understand sarcasm, but you understand nonverbal cues of like absent,
honestly.
nodding. But I did love that, like, okay, don't observe me right now of like, oh yeah, I was nodding absently. Like, let's not.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, and she goes and she gets everyone out of the house, and she takes out the whiteboard. I didn't get to read what was on her board before, which I'm sure was like her book stuff. Meant to go back, but couldn't couldn't find the time. I'm sure there's some Easter eggs there. I would love to see what color the sand's going to be in the future book. What was going to happen to the love story? Spoilers probably on that board.
Can we buy that book?
You can actually go listen to a segment of it, an audiobook. There is a excerpt somewhere that you can
That's
listen
amazing. To. Yeah. They need to sell that book
that they posted. Yeah, I actually did. I want to know if they're gonna like do a little tie-in. That would be a lot of fun. But it's supposed to be bad. Is it good? Is it good that they know that? Anyway.
Listen, Romanticy's hot right now. I'm sure it'll be in like PR.
Yeah. Okay. But she puts on the whiteboard and she writes down what I know about them. Eager to please would give me a bomb? ? Underlined. 2, can't kill, not a fly. 3, don't play faves, like all jerks, same. Very shorthand of her. She's like, I think I understand what she's saying there. They are all They're all jerks. She's telling her, don't play faves. She just.
They don't play faves.
They don't play faves.
They like all the jerks the same.
I thought she was telling herself, don't play faves.
Oh, I took it the opposite way.
I have no idea.
That they don't play favorites and that they treat everybody the same. Jerks, like just people.
Sure.
She's a fucking
jerk.
jerk.
It's, yeah.
All
true.
Yeah.
All true. Number 4, star, trying to change me, star. Very important. She started. Number 5, weirdly honest? Question mark. That's what we know.
Yes.
This is what we know about them. Is there anything you'd like to add to this list that we know about them?
It was so goofy. There's just like a lot of funny, like it was just like, oh, this is so fucking goofy. This lady's goofy. She's so unserious. What are you doing? Like, you don't
this
really
is very
want,
much,
like, you don't really, you're just being silly.
This is a project for her.
Yeah,
this has become an obsession. What is it when you get like a side, like a hobby kind of thing? Like she's like, I have to save the world. She takes out the whiteboard and she wants to fill it out, you know?
Yeah.
I find that interesting. But yes, it is very unserious.
Very unserious. Like, what we know about them, girl, what do you know about you?
Mm-hmm.
You don't know anything about yourself, but you're focusing on it. It's very good.
Well, I love that her notes have to still include like you would write in your journal, like how you have to like underline certain things and make it a little bit pretty to like to emphasize like something's going on.
Yeah.
Again, stark difference to how whatever his name is. I'm so sorry. Paraguay guy is, you know, where his notes are simple, factual. Crosses the line and moves on to the next one. And also, like his notes to people are just information, like very professional.
Yes,
the difference
very
between the writer and
very direct,
and anyway, she does all this. I would have had more to add to the list, but who knows? I can't remember. She brings in one of the guys to answer some questions. This was a devastating scene, I will say. It was like a person like walking towards a giant hole in the ground and like not looking where they were going, and I couldn't stop them. I was like, what? I think you heard me out loud be like, don't ask that question, Carol. Don't do that. Oh my God. No, she goes into what did people think about my book? You know, what, like, you know, she learns. Well, first she's asking questions about the book, right? She's asking like, what do you guys know? Have you actually read it? You know, what do you get? You know, she's trying to catch them in a lie.
Yeah.
The question mark is like, are they really honest or are they just faking it? Right. And so then that leads into, what did they really think? Where she gets a little story about one person that was going to off themselves and then found the book and you know, it's a very heartwarming story, you know? And now she knows, well, they are honest. They can be honest. So what did Helen really think? Like, oh, do you really want to know that, Carol? And yeah, she goes them into getting into releasing information. And what did she think about the books? They're cotton candy. Is that what they said? Yeah, they wrote down.
They're fine.
It was their, well, they were harmless. Oh, just the word, just it wasn't it was devastating. It wasn't like bad, but harmless is not, it's not great. From a writer, for a writer, that, oh man,
to me,
I felt like a knife just went straight into her heart.
You know, I have to disagree.
No.
And here's the thing, or not disagree.
If I heard that my book,
not necessarily disagree, but I will say it really goes to show what she really thought of herself and those books, which means that like she liked her books. She wanted people to like her books, right? At first she was like, oh, my books are trash. Like, ugh, this is so like blah, blah, blah. This is not, you know, that first scene that we saw them at at the fucking the book sale or whatever, the book signing.
Yeah.
And she was just like, oh, my stuff is trash. My stuff is trashy, blah, blah, blah. But you wanted people to like it. But you wanted people to like it.
You wanted Helen to like it.
You
wanted Helen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like, so what is it? Do you think it's trashy trash for trash people? Or do you like it and you want the person that you love the most to like it? Which means you actually don't think it's trash. And you want the person that you love the most to like it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Come on, you can't do both.
That's the thing. It's like, yeah, these are not things. I think she knew these things about her book, that they are, it's cotton candy, it's entertainment, it's fluff with like no substance, It's like, I think she knows that, right? But to actually hear it like out loud, I guess she hadn't had this conversation with Helen. That is a little devastating, I don't know. I do see what you're saying though. It's like these aren't opinions that she didn't have with the book themselves, So what is it? But I think it is the next thing that they mentioned, which is, what did she think about the next book? Like the book that she's writing, the one that Helen told her to write. And that was
the
hard.
Devastating part.
Yeah.
That one is incredibly that one's really rough.
Yeah.
That's
rough. Where they said it was fine.
That's where they said it was fine.
And she didn't read. She's like, well, if you read past 200, she's like, well, she only read 137 pages. So she didn't even get that far. And then she, read the last 2 pages. She knows how it wraps up. And she said, it's not.
That shit was so funny.
It's not going to hurt the sales or hurt her reputation, but it'll make her happy. That is my question. I know we're just basically saying like what happened, but it's like that's so rough. Is Helen wrong for that? Because I don't know. Like, first of all, she never said this. This is not her saying it to Carol, right? Like, and she wants to see her partner happy. We know how hard it is to make Carol happy. So she's not wrong for that, but it is like, it is still devastating, but I can't tell if like, if this is a loving thing or like or rough, you know what I'm saying? It's really hard for me, like, and that's humanity for you, right? But
I know. Have you ever been in a situation like that? I have.
Where someone didn't like your work or just thought it would make you happy in a way?
No, it's the other way around.
Or
it's not
you
that
thought that. Or you just allowed to, yeah. I mean, I've been worried about being the person, being Carol, right? Whereas like, I'm doing a podcast. I'm doing content. Like I'm doing things, that I maybe don't make me money, but they make me happy, and how much of blind support do I get from my partners? I don't know.
Yeah. I will say, like, for me personally, all I want is the support. Like, I don't, and not like you have to like everything, it's not about that. It's just more of like, hey, like I'm doing this endeavor. Please support me. I don't need you to be, I don't need you to like it, but I would love for you to be like my number one supporter. I'm not saying fan. I'm saying supporter, like being there for me when I'm going through it, blah, blah, blah. In terms of like liking every little thing, I don't think I need like, for example, like no one likes Flop Tropica. I don't expect you know what I mean? Like, I don't expect
because I don't.
Oh, you don't know what
because I'm not on the same side of the internet.
Exactly. So it's like when I make a video about Flop Tropica and it hits 500,000 views, I know that whenever I have a partner, they will not get it. They will probably hate it. In fact, but I would love, hey babes, hey baby, I'm so proud of you that you got that 500K though. You know what I mean? So I don't need them to like Flop Tropica. I just want them to be like, I'm so happy for you did the 500K. I hope you reiterate that. You know what I mean? So it is a bit devastating, but like at the same time, it's like you have this, you shit on yourself. I don't know. Like you constantly shit on yourself. And you expect your partner 100% of the time to be like, oh no, your stuff is the best. They coddle you all the way through death. Is your partner supposed to coddle you through death?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't feel bad for this lady. Clearly, I don't feel bad for her.
It really does. I think it really does depend on.
Oh shit.
I guess it depends on like how like what it means to you, right? Right. For again, what we just said. What Helen thought of the series, that was fine and cotton candy. It's not an opinion that I don't think that Carol had herself. You know, so I do feel that that's fine. Like if you already have this opinion of it and you don't. You've often said that it feels like trash or whatever and all this kind of stuff. Like that's not bad. You don't need to, but you want your person to support you, you know,
of course.
Like, are we doing this or whatever, you know?
Of course.
I guess I guess I could understand though, something that I'm very passionate about that I feel like could be my life's work. You know, I don't know if that's what Carol thinks, you know, that the person that does support me the most would share in that kind of like journey, right? I think it just kind of depends, right? Sometimes the person that you're a partner with, I guess for me, they might not always understand the things that I understand. I might not understand the things that they are passionate about or whatever. I want to understand their passion though, and I want to be in with their passion. I want to be passionate about it too. Like if they were to bring up, you know, something like Flop Tropica or something else that like a show that I've never seen, and I'm like, I don't get it. I was never interested in it, but like I want to know, you know, here like there's reality shows that maybe a partner would like watch and like I don't get it. Like I remember when people are like watching on TikTok. I think I remember like watching. I was like joint on TikTok watching Married at First Sight Australia, you know, and that captured like the world's attention, you know, and it captured my attention too, for like one season, you know, and it was very much like it was very much for me, like whatever you're interested in, like I want to be interested in it as well. When it comes to my characters and my book and my storytelling, like they become like the person I bounce off ideas all the time. Like this isn't just me. Like I need to know, like, how do you feel about it? Because the way that you feel about it informs, like, am I making the right decisions kind of thing? Yeah. Am I doing like, if you're not passionate about it, or if this twist that I have an idea for these characters or whatever doesn't hit for you, you know, have you ever like told someone your screenplay idea? I don't know if you do. I do this. Like I've told someone a screenplay idea and they were just like, yeah, okay. You know, and like, no, you don't get the bomb that I just dropped, like how good of an idea this is. They didn't get it, you know? It's like the joke that just like went over. It's like, oh, like, I was like, no, I thought that was like such a good idea. And then suddenly it didn't land. And then suddenly like I'm rethinking literally everything I thought about the world. Like, am I a good writer? So I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm also not saying Helen is wrong in doing like to want to see their partner happy. It's a good thing to say that like, I know this, what you're passionate about, this book would make you happy, that it would do great, and and it might not sell a whole lot, but we're not worried about the sales. I mean, the way that they said it in kind of a professional manner of like, well, it wouldn't hurt. Just like,
it wouldn't hurt,
right?
You know? Exactly. Like, it's just like, like Carol is passionate about this, this project or whatever, and she's going to do it. I think that, again, like, this is me. When it comes to the creative process, at least like with the stuff that I do with like TikTok or whatever, they're my ideas. I write them. I sometimes improv them. I definitely edit them, and they're mine. I used to show them to my partner, or sometimes I would show them to a friend. And what usually would happen, I would say, very rare, is that whatever they liked didn't work. And I'd be able to re-edit, do my original, and then it would pop. You feel me? Like, I think that like ideas, like that kernel of the idea that you had, that's you. That's supposed to be for you. Do the idea, write it, and then develop it, and then give it to people. Because like the ideas are supposed to be your creative ideas are supposed to be an expression of you, of your art, of like what you want to give to the world, to humanity. When you give it to an individual for their judgment, they're going to judge it it's not a reflection of your worth. And I think that like with Carol, very specifically, she really, like you were saying, she depends on others to give her worth.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't have her own worth. She doesn't know what her worth is, you know? So she was putting so much on Helen. Like that's a lot of pressure to put on your partner to like something of yours that is which seems like was supposed to be one of her passion projects. That was supposed to be for Carol. That wasn't for Helen to like or not like. And Helen was gifting her that and she couldn't see it. You know? Yeah.
I mean, yeah,
we don't see eye to eye on this, but that's okay.
I don't think we don't see eye to eye. I think it's we see the different ways that this news can then be delivered. But that's what I like about it is like it's a good and bad thing how Helen views her partner and her writings, you know, like I wouldn't like, it would be worse if Helen never supported her. At least she was trying to support her, you know, and she kept this information from her and, you know, like what she really thought about it. And for all Helen knew, like it was going to be great. You know, she didn't get it. She didn't like it, but it might've been like amazing.
Exactly.
You know, and she didn't stop her from doing it, you know, she encouraged her to pursue it.
Exactly.
I think
that's
the most important thing is that Carol would have been happy. And again, she's still looking out for her in that. She still loves her for that. She still loves her writing. I don't think she hates it. She, you know, it didn't do anything for her. It would still be devastating, I think, like for what Carol wants, right? We talked about what she wanted at the beginning of the third episode, like who she is and what makes her tick, what she wants people to be proud of her. Is it fame? Like, is it like, what is it that's making her tick? What's driving her into those things? Just the opinion of this one person clearly mattered a lot, you know?
It does. I agree. And I will say though, Helen was her number one fan and wanted it. She was her manager.
Yeah.
In order for, I mean, I'm not saying like your manager needs to be like everything or whatever, but like your manager like has to believe in you. They have to believe that your products that you are marketable or sellable and that people will like it. You know what I mean? So like talk about number one supporter, double partner and manager. Boom. You know? So yeah, it's
and the thing is like she wasn't a bad manager would be like, no, don't write that book. Like I need you to write a bestseller, you know? Whereas she's like, you are passionate about this. I want you to write what you feel like the thing that only you can bring into this world, right? Which again, and this is individuality. Like, is that good enough? Is that good enough for Carol? Or does she need to write for the masses, right? Does she need to write for everyone? You know, can you just write something for yourself? Right. Like this, writing is a solo venture. It can be creative, obviously. And it's an outlet. And there's a lot of times where like, there's plenty of books out there. There's nothing new, right? Like there's no new idea. And, you know, if we write for the critics or we write for the reviews or whatever, you know, you're going to end up like disappointed. And like, what does that matter? Like at the end of the day, like you should be writing, you could stop yourself from writing because you're like, well, it's not going to do this thing or it's not going to do numbers or it's, or like it's not new or any of this kind of stuff or no one likes it. It's like, but it's coming from you. Right. Right. And I think like that individuality aspect of it is what Helen would have been pushing her towards. So it's just like, you are the most, at this point, one of the most unique people in the world now at this point. Right. So like, yes, just do that. Like what makes you happy? What actually makes you, especially if you're like, what you're writing is like, all the same and it doesn't make you happy, like who cares? Like so, we both don't like it. I don't know. I find it devastating what she said, but I also don't find it like a bad thing. I do like you see how much Helen cared about her, even though Carol, I wonder what happens to Carol now with this information, right? Because it doesn't seem great. She's either crashing out at this point. She doesn't confront it, you know. She definitely
Hold on. Carol is a crash out. Like let's not she is number one original crash out, period. Like She's been crashing out, as we learned, since she was 16 years old.
Out.
She's a crash out. She's a crash out. It's true nature. That's her true nature.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
There's something that you said too, like, hi Diva, about performance though. It's like if the thing that you do is for other people's approval, or or you do it like to please people, or like what other people think, or like whatever, then it's like, okay, that's gone. Yeah. Like, and I think we talked about it in the last episode too, but it's just I think it's just like hitting me because I'm thinking selfishly, I guess. I'm thinking about myself and like the things I do when I put out. I'm just like, is this for me, or is this for people to give me praise because of the things that I like? And what if like this actually happens and I'm one of the only people, and I'm like, am I still going to write? Am I still going to do TikTok? Am I still going to think about media in this way? Like, what am I going to do? Will I be happy? I just thought about all of this now.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is the right time.
Well, no, absolutely. I think that this show in this scene is very interesting because like it ends up being somewhat about creativity. It is about being writing, right?
Yeah.
Like they talk about what did you think of the book, and they think whatever this one person, how they see it through the biggest fan's eyes, right? And it's really at that point when like that like the world would accept your stuff, like that just shows you like how much the fame or like reviews, like everyone would give it a 5-star review because even if they didn't like it, someone likes it, so then they all like it.
Right.
There's never, so at this point you're no longer writing. If she were
people.
writing, she would not be writing for the reviews or whatever. So what would it need to be for? So this ends up being about creativity itself in a way, because when basically like the hive mind takes on the chorus of the world of like the internet, right? Like, because we in some way, when we put something out on the internet and we get critical response, what do? We say, well, the internet said, they said this thing, right?
Not the
and
they. Okay.
And then of course my therapist is like, is that everyone, or is it just like one person? Like, what are we talking about here? And like you let them get into your head. And is that so? Is there some analogy there of like creativity and the hive mind being like somewhat like the internet? So there's a lot.
And then I have a thought about this. I don't know if we can leave it for the end, but there's clearly a lot of commentary in this show, and I think one of the biggest things is commentary on AI and tech.
Oh, absolutely.
These people talk like AI. Like that conversation that happened between Carol and that guy, it was like literally, I'm like, I've talked to ChatGPT like this, and every time that she has these conversations, it's like she either gets a response, she just gets what she wants to hear, or sometimes she doesn't, and then she asks in a different way, and then you get the real thing, right? It is very, very like that is how you manipulate AI, like. 100%. And I kept, especially in that last episode, I was just like, oh my God. Like, and people have talked a lot about AI like this, where it's all going to take over. Again, it's like, is it AI? Is it a virus? Whatever it is definitely an entity that is taking over. But I like the AI aspect, like so much. Like, it's really
funny because
crazy.
he is funny because he wrote this before AI too. I remember them talking about this. Right, it's very much coming out in a time like. I mean, this has been like decades in the making. Oh, by the way, one of the things I learned from another podcast, because I didn't listen to the official podcast when we brought up. Carol might have been written as a man before. It was. It was originally written for a specific thing, but the reason he changed it was because he's like, well, how would this happen? How would we do this? Whatever. And then it became too pervy too quickly, which is basically what Mr. Diabate kind of became, so he needed to change the gender. So
Makes
when
sense. and like I said, it really does feel very male centric, male behaviors, but it is so cool that it is a woman.
Yeah.
I just think it's super cool. Like, and she's, and I don't think like her sexual orientation even matters. She's just a woman. Yeah. You know what I mean? And like, it's the best.
Yeah.
It's truly the best. And I love, and that's why like I can still watch it. I can still watch her, but because you don't see women portrayed like this on TV, like so unlikable, so insufferable. Like it's refreshing. If I'm being quite honest, like I can't remember the last time a woman was written so unlikable, and then because it's usually unlikable, but like they have something likable.
Yeah.
Right. Like they're hot.
Yes. Yeah.
They're sexually they're hot and they're for the male gaze, but they're so unlikable, so insufferable, right? Or any other thing. Like they just they had a traumatic childhood, and then there's always like a empathetic like side to them where you can relate, but this person is like, we don't care. And they talked about a little bit of her childhood too, like some conversion therapy shit.
Yeah.
And
I was going to say, speaking of of the sexuality,
Yeah.
like when the next scene is when she goes and visits Zoja in the hospital, and she's like, why are you trying to change me? And she's like, well, they're like, well, you're trying to change us. And she's
Just
like,
like that.
she's,
Exactly.
and she talks about the conversion therapy, which,
exactly.
yeah.
Like, I'm just kind of like, to me, I'm like, I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care that you had a traumatic event when you were 16. You're still that Karen asking for the tomato sauce, and it's not going to come for a week, and you're going to make an employee feel bad about it. You're that person that wants that entire store restocked because you're independent and you're you know what I mean? I don't care about your trauma. You're still a shitty person. Traumatic events, trauma, mental health issues is not an excuse for bad behavior, period. And I think she just uses a lot of things as like a shield to deflect her shitty behavior. What was the point before this? AI? I forgot. Never doing a night podcast. I said it 80 times. I can't. Woman. It is remarkable that a woman is written like this. It is. I love it. I want more of it. Make me hate her more. I want to see her companion, which will be that man. I want to see her kill another person, not on purpose, whatever, but you still killed them. Like, actually, you literally, like, you drugged someone.
Yeah.
There's intent.
Yeah.
And just because you don't see them as human does not mean Battlestar Galactica. This is one of them. This is actually a very interesting point I do want to talk about, where that was one of the main themes in that show, where it's just like the Cylons were not treated like humans. They were treated subhuman. They were, and it's clearly an allegory for slavery, but they were not treated like humans, even though they bled like you. They can clearly give birth, all of these things. They have emotions. You have sex with them, but somehow they're not human, right? Just like with Carol and Zoja. She was attracted to her. She was literally, she's like, oh, she's so fuckable.
In her drugged up state.
And then you don't treat her like a human.
Yeah.
Because you don't think she's human enough.
Yeah.
That is so fucked. It is so fucked. Like, it is so wrong. It is so wrong that you see people and you don't think that they're human. She could be proven right, I suppose, but as of now, I don't like that.
As of now, we just don't know. Like,
So
even I've asked the question, like, how
you
much?
don't know, so you're gonna drug one?
Yeah.
You don't know, so you're gonna explode one? You don't know, so you're gonna throw a tantrum and 11 million of them die?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Again,
I don't think so.
She's resorting to these very seems like almost genius tactics. Like, don't get me wrong, they're very creative tactics, right? For what happens, but it feels like she's crashing out. She's just throwing spaghetti against the wall, figuring out what hits. And the thing is, like, I don't even know.
The OG crash out.
I don't even know why, right?
What do you mean?
Like, well, the thing is, like, she doesn't want, she wants to know if she can solve this, to, it's a hobby that's distracting her from things. But, like, what do you like, is it because you just want your audience back? if everyone likes your book, then you can't then what's your purpose? She's losing like her purpose of things. Like what does she write for if everyone loves things? Is it because she needs individuals? Like what makes her an individual? But she doesn't, but it's definitely not to get humans back, right? It's definitely not to get there's something else. Like it's not actually to save humanity. We talked about this last week. Like there's not, it's something more. It's for her own selfish reasons.
It's for Carol, by Carol.
And so it's like
about her.
And so she's resorting to these like very drastic and interesting measures that again you wouldn't do for like. And again, the difference between how she approaches to the man at the very beginning of the episode is just so drastically different, you know. And I would like to see her to come back down to earth and to maybe chill out for a second, allow someone else to like help, you know, and stop hurting people in your pursuit for what?
It's just it's self-destructive behavior that usually affects everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Not usually. It always does.
Yeah.
Even if you think it doesn't. Like I don't know if you've ever had like platonic relationships or whatever, where it's like your friend and they do something and you're worried and like you're upset and like whatever it is. And they maybe they're crashing out and you're worried sick, right? That affects you.
Mm-hmm.
That affects you. You're anxious. You can't sleep. Maybe you fuck up at work the next day.
Mm-hmm.
That's what she's doing. It's just very, very self-destructive. Somebody that doesn't know themselves and their worth. And it's everybody's problem. I say the same thing over and over again. I feel like I'm saying the same fucking thing. Like, it's the question is to what end? Because the goal right now is save humanity. Like, well, that's not happening. Like, we don't even know what's happening. She is lost. She is lost. And the Hive knows this. These people do know this. And they're just biding their time. They're waiting. They're waiting until they find a permanent solution for this. And she's not going to like that. But I don't think that she'll have a choice.
To her credit, I have no idea how good the Hive mind is at multitasking. I don't know what happens if they have to be present for Carol's bad behavior like every time. Does it distract them from doing like other things? So maybe she's helping solve her own problem. I don't know, but it's just the main question about the Hive mind. But yeah. So yeah, you know, she goes to visit Zosha. She gets some drugs. She hides behind the fact that she used to be a drug addict, which we talked about addiction last time. We talked about alcoholism. Now we learned that she used to shoot up heroin, which is a very interesting thing to learn. It doesn't seem like she did it while she was with Helen. Might have been a long time ago, right? But I don't.
Original crash out.
But again, there's like a lot of there's a lot going on here, and then the conversion therapy thing. We talked about the suppression of like her clear suppression of being gay in some way. She hides these things. There's a lot that's coming to the surface here. You know.
A lot.
I did love the scene where she sets. I didn't know what was going on, but she sets the camera up and then she records herself taking the drugs, so she can see its effectiveness. Right, is at the end of the day, and just honestly, just some great physical comedy from Rhea Seehorn, like some Charlie Chaplin, Buster Keaton-esque stuff of like just having to like. This is the best drug acting I've ever seen. I felt like I fully believe she was like out of it. I think I just really, really love that. You know?
She's pretty good at it. She also seemed like a seasoned drug addict too.
Yes,
like it wasn't like her first rodeo. Like it was like, oh, like she's done this before.
Yeah.
And she knew exactly what she wanted. She wanted those barbiturates, which I said when we watched it together. We watched the episode together. That those are definitely a bit downers, very popular in the 70s. So it's a party drug also. So I wonder if she was a partier. I'm sure.
She talked about sophomore year. I'm sure that she was a lot of like rebelling after the conversion therapy camps. You know. She talks about the worst people ever, but then she is like forcing Zosha than to, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know where it's. You're not helping her case, Carol. Basically, so she gives Zosha the drugs, and it ends up really hurting Zosha.
Yeah.
We don't know at this point, is Zosha alive? Did we just lose?
I hope not.
Zosha? I hope
It's a
not
great actor.
too.
I know. I feel like
that would
she's
be
so great.
but that would be an interesting development. I hope not. I wouldn't be surprised if Vince would do something like that.
You know, it could be, yeah, and like, oh wait, we can just leave this for the theory corner.
Oh, for
But
sure.
Yeah. But no, again, she doesn't see these people as people, which is really not. It's really not good. Like she's a bad. Another question is she a bad person? Are people born bad? It's like, that's actually from Wicked, out in theaters. This promo. But it's like, yeah, are people born evil? Are people born wicked? Are people, is she just like this? Is she
nature
just
versus
like this?
nurture,
Right.
you know?
Right.
Without the camps and being treated the way that she was or anything else, you know, how would she have turned out, you know?
Right.
Or was this like always in her? Was pessimism always in her, you know? Or
Yeah.
was she taught by years of rejection and not making people proud that, you know, to just, is that her default? I don't know. That's what I go to therapy for these kinds of things. She clearly doesn't. So, you know,
I just like, I actually think like kind of like with Breaking Bad as well, like people aren't, I feel this way too. I don't think people are born like this. I think people are made like this. I think that American society pushes people to be like this. Yeah. And maybe like you have more tendencies than others. But this is what like Western society, capitalism, white supremacy, like this is what they want you to be. The ends justify the means, right? So I think she is very much a product of this, like of society. Like you've met like I keep saying, I've dated people like this. I've met a lot of people like this. And I know you have too, you know, this isn't like a far stretch. So it's like people that we've met like this, like actual people, like they would most likely.
I also see my ex in this for sure.
Right. Yeah.
I see myself in Carol a little bit, but I see my ex in it. Yeah.
But it's like, but that's what I'm saying. It's like, a lot of people would act like her in a situation like this. Like this is not a crazy, you know what I mean? It's like, I think that this character is very, very grounded in reality, just like Walter White in Breaking Bad. I totally see that like that trajectory happening for a person. Like the situations are crazy, you know what I mean? But like the way that they manage situations and manage it, like could see that happening. Yeah. You know, so yeah.
Yeah, I always love a nature versus nurture talk. It's definitely like a fun conversation to have.
Yeah.
For me, at least. I guess it's not a fun. It's not like great entertainment, but I always love bringing that up if I can. So I think it's a very great question. You know, like how much of Carol is Carol? Like how much of this is learned behavior? Right. You know, and how much can she actually change too? I think is the main thing, right? Like we so far see that she's unwilling to, and not only is she unwilling to, she goes so far out of her way to not. Like she keeps pushing herself farther and farther away from that and distracting herself from confronting anything, right? And so I don't know if she's willing to change or if she's capable of changing or learning or anything, right? And that'll be an interesting question to follow Carol with. Definitely. I love, and this brings me to like my absolute favorite line of all of cinema now, because I think the fact that like when they are surrounding her and she's like trying to get the answers from Zosha, and they're like, she's like, you can't touch me. Like she knows that you can't hurt me. And she just screams out like multiple times, I have agency. I have agency. And I think that's the most ironic thing a main character has ever fucking said in a piece of media. And I don't know what else to say about it. But again, like she says this, and it's clearly yes, Carol, you do have agency, but you're not using it. You're not changing. Right. I just think that's funny. Yeah. Especially again, from a writer to be like, you have to give your characters agency. They have to, or whatever, and she's trying so hard.
Yeah.
She's like, no, I have agency. I'm the main character here.
Yeah.
I just love that.
Yeah. It's very
I
funny.
hope that becomes a meme.
Yeah. It's a very, very funny show.
I will scream that now.
I have agency.
I will remind everyone.
Yes.
Write it in my journal. I have agency.
Yes.
I think for the deep dive stuff, we've gotten through like a whole. Was there anything we missed in terms of deep dive? In terms of these episodes that might have skipped over that you can think of?
I don't think so.
Mm-hmm. Then I guess that leads us into the speculation corner. I know you had some theories about anything. I'm curious now, has anything changed on the alien front for you? Speculation wise. Or is it still the same? It's still on the table?
It's
Great.
still on the list. AI is now on the list. AI.
Yeah.
Aliens. Some sort of like DNA that's sentient. The thing that happened in Battlestar, like whatever that is, I'm like possibly that. Like sentient robots. And we're all connected through like, so no, I still think that. The one thing I did want to talk about, it's not necessarily a theory, but I found it really interesting was like the whole Golden Girls thing because it's like Carol watching television is her only connection to the past and the real world and like that type of humanity that she absolutely loved and that we all love. And there's just something like, I just feel like the writers and the creators are trying to say something bigger about like media that was like written by people, acted by people, not touched by anyone. And how much Carol sees herself in that and connects to it. And I think like that is very much like hey, this is what humanity is all about. Right. And I think like going back to what you were saying, what we were talking about like expressing art if there's no one there to see it. And I really do think that art and creativity is so human. Like it is just so tied to humanity. And when you lose humanity, I do still think that they're humans, but when we lose our essence, right? When we don't have our souls, like what do we do? And I was like thinking about myself, like how much like the things that I love on earth are so deeply tied to humanity. Like for example, I love urban design. Like I love urbanism. I love how cities are designed because it tells you how much a city appreciates or doesn't appreciate humans, right? So like our city hates humans, loves cars. Actually, loving cars is actually 50-50. A perfect example, actually, a city that hates humans and loves cars, Houston, right?
Sure.
Yeah. So it's just that, right? Like a city that loves humans and really doesn't fuck with cars is like Amsterdam, right? It's a very human designed city. And that's something that I love, but it's like, what happens when the human touch goes away? And I think that's something, if this were to happen, I think that that's something that I would struggle with is like, is the experience of humanity, is it gone? But anyway, that's something that, the Golden Girls and humanity, like how like, we're all connected by TV. Like TV is like, I think it's way more human than movies for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think I have much speculation other than what we've like mentioned. I am curious. I think I asked you like before the pod, like, are these with all the knowledge? They say they have all the knowledge in the world. I don't know if they do. It seems they have like a photographic memory. I don't know what knowledge is. Like, are we getting new knowledge? I don't know how exactly. Like, but if they do have all the knowledge, like, then are we gonna get faster than light travel? Are we gonna, be able to solve like sending a signal out to for the virus to continue growing elsewhere? Are we gonna find out? I think that would be interesting. It's just a sci-fi show.
Yeah.
Right?
The question is, how does intelligence work?
Yeah.
How does intelligence grow?
Yeah.
We don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't even have Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, and I don't know
I'm
either.
like,
It's really interesting. I'm curious,
Yeah.
like how
does
Vince
it- yeah.
sees this, and what we're going to see like
Yeah.
later on in terms of like what the hive mind represents. Like
Yeah.
if this is a rather unnatural step in human evolution, but it is a step nonetheless. What does that actually mean in terms of our shared knowledge? Like, what do we actually know? Because it seems
Yeah.
like they know, they know Shakespeare. That doesn't mean they know anything new, right? Like that doesn't mean
Right.
that they're gaining any new knowledge. Like, it's not. We don't suddenly have new information that we didn't have before. Granted, with all the minds working together, can that help? I don't know. I mean, were we not doing that before? Were people not trying to solve or do new things? You know, does it really help having everyone now? Does it help having?
It helps in communication.
I mean, if Dave that works at Hot Topic, now that he's in the knowledge fight of like getting us spaceships and getting us to Mars, do we now think that that's going to help? You know, I don't know. Adding his brain power helped, right?
Right.
If you understand what I'm saying, but I find that interesting. But the only other speculation was again what I mentioned before of just like, this is maybe it's not. We don't learn about anything outside of us. Maybe the gods that are here. Maybe it's about Carol and them becoming new gods of whatever, whatever it is to this hive mind, they become the controlling force of everything. That might be an interesting way of like,
I hope
dealing
not.
with things. I don't know what that means.
I do.
We'll see.
I do hope not.
Mhm.
I do hope that the
Well,
mystery. I do hope that the mystery of humanity is solved.
Well, here's the thing. If one person, if we got two opposing ideologies and like Carol and maybe someone else that does use the hive mind the hive mind wants to please everyone, but you can't please everyone if they're two people share conflicting ideas about how to do anything, right?
Yeah.
And so that could be an interesting conflict, and again, what is that to me except for like gods fighting of, I don't know, right?
Exactly.
How does that work? So interesting stuff. Do you have a crush of the episodes? I know we haven't really met anyone new or anything new, but is anyone old or new that has like captured your fancy? Who won the episode?
Who won the episode?
I mean, the man from Paraguay.
I mean,
come
he's
on.
great.
We absolutely.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah, I think he did. I just want to see now when he comes back into the story. Like, I think he had a very, very small scene, but I'm like, this guy's got it together. I mean, he did eat some dog food, I will say. So I don't know how together he has it, but it does seem like he's got most of it together.
He was great.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Maybe
the mayor. The mayor
was funny, and also the guy that was like talking to her about Carol, about
that was
Helen.
Fun. Yeah,
sorry,
yeah.
But I think actually the best one was such a small part. It was like when Carol was like looking for the drugs, and then that doctor he's like, oh no, don't worry, the hair was on the way.
Yes,
like,
no.
She was like, I want it now. She's like, it's on the way.
It's already.
It's already on the way. He was very funny.
Yeah.
Like a lot of these actors have just like really great comedic timing. Like I love it. I love it so much. With that, he won the episode.
These are great parts for like an actor to come.
Character actors.
Yeah.
And like do their comedic thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope to see some friends eventually just do some fun stuff because it seems like a great challenge,
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, shout out to the side characters because even that DHL guy, did such a fun job of like of trying to talk Carol down from getting a nuclear bomb. It feeling like these characters have to feel like the hive. They have to kind of feel like Zoja in a way because they're all the same, but also like have their own personality. But like, it's how do you do that? Because how much of I still have questions about that. But I do. Yeah. It's like because the thing is like you have to be. There's two characters in the show. There's Carol, and then there's a hive mind. It's supposed to be one person.
Yeah.
And how do you create one person when all of them are all people are? So I find that like a fun challenge and very interesting and probably not easy by any means. So I think shout out to all the like side characters, giving just enough of something, but also still making me believe fully, completely that there's like one person within all that.
Definitely.
So yeah, I would say that's a good crush, if anything. It's like all those
hive,
the hive gets your crush, or at least the supporting characters within the hive.
Yeah. For sure.
Okay. I think that brings us to the end of this podcast. This was great. I'm sorry it's so late. I mean, for you guys, it's not so much late, but it's late for us. That's what we sacrificed to bring you guys the best in content. Ariel came out as well. As always, feel free to reach out, comment if we missed anything, give us a shout out on the emails, on comments. I don't know. Hype this video. Hyping is a new thing on YouTube. I don't know. I really don't know what that. I don't know how to ask people for anything.
I want NYX to sponsor this. I'm always putting this lip oil on because my lips
just in
case.
Just in
my
case
lips
they
get
want
really.
to
The weather has been changing.
Listen, I want an aperture sponsor. If Amaran wants to give me some more lights, I could really use some new lights and stuff.
If NYX wants to sponsor my lip oil needs, please.
Slower episodes than before. I think very much like not the most as in depth. It's like the hard hitting first 2 episodes. I
will say we had a lot to unpack. Though.
Absolutely.
Like for real, like I said, it's slow, but I'm like, there's still a lot going on.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Carol's still unlikable. Sorry, internet.
I wanna be
get in the comments.
Like I wanna be like whenever I say Carol's unlikable, you know that meme, oh brother, this guy stinks.
Yeah.
Just insert that.
What is that? That's SpongeBob?
Yeah,
right?
SpongeBob. Yeah.
Oh brother.
Brother.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, thank you so much, Natalie, for joining me.
You.
Thank you guys for listening, and we'll see you on the next one. Have a good night.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to Codependent Content. For updates, you can follow us on social media. And if you ever want to see a video version of this podcast, feel free to check us out on YouTube or Spotify. If you have any questions or simply want to tell us about something we missed, you can email us at codependentcontent@gmail.com or just leave a comment on TikTok and we'll get back to you. Links to all our accounts, where to contact us, or other ways to support will be in the description or show notes. We're glad you're here and working through your traumas with us. Remember, when you're lost in the darkness, search for the light. Live long and prosper, and may the force be with you. Until the next session, cowabunga, dudes.